The UK is experiencing an unprecedented labour action. Some 100,000 nurses across Britain are on strike today for 12 hours from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. local time. It's the first time ever in the union's 106-year history. This comes despite warnings that patients could be put at risk.
I mean, it hasn't been an easy choice. You enter the nursing profession because you want to help people, care for people while they're unwell. But those who are unwell today, or those who are in need of care, are receiving that in the hospitals. They are staffed caring for those unwell patients.
The strike has resulted in an estimated 70,000 appointments, procedures and surgeries being cancelled. The head of the nurses' union says they have no choice as they are struggling to make ends meet. Inflation is running at more than 10%, trailed by pay offers of around 4%. The nurses are demanding a 19% pay rise, but the government maintains the demands are unaffordable. The nurses' industrial action is part of a growing wave of stoppages by public and private sector employees.
We're here because this government has turned its back on nursing. And when they turn their back on nursing, they've turned their back on patients and they've turned their back on the NHS.
Well, let's get more from Laura Makin-Isherwood. She is standing outside a hospital in London where the nurses are on strike. And Laura, it seems the strike action well and truly underway, judging by the activities behind you.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can probably hear all of the vehicles passing here beeping their horns as well in support, because all of these nurses that are behind me outside this very busy hospital normally in central London are here trying to make their voices heard. They say they want a 19% pay rise because they say they are experiencing a real terms pay cut because of pay freezes over the last few years, and also, of course, because of the soaring inflation that we're experiencing here in the United Kingdom. They say also that they want the government to listen to their basic pleas for more staffing, saying that the current levels of people that they have working in these wards simply mean that the operational standards by which they are operating are just not good enough. They say it's not safe, and we've heard chants this morning from them where they're saying, what do we want? Safe staffing, and the only way they think that they can get that is to strike. Now, of course, this means that there will be hundreds of thousands of nurses across the UK out on picket lines in front of hospitals, and there will be some non-urgent cases, non-urgent appointments that will have to be postponed because of that. But nurses' unions say that there will still be that urgent care available to people. Chemotherapy, other appointments that are considered critical will still be going ahead. But they say that they need to put this action into practice, to be out on the streets today in order to try to get what they want.
Laura, things have also come to a head, haven't they? Because the nursing union has offered to press pause on the strikes if the government agrees to talks. But the Health Secretary, Steve Barclay, has said the pay settlement just cannot be reopened for discussion. How does one break out from this impasse?
Well, that's a really good question. It certainly seems by the feeling that we're getting here from these nurses that they don't want to get anything less than that 19% pay rise. But of course, the government is telling the nurses union that they simply can't afford that right now, saying, of course, that with the economy in the state that it is, that it's simply not practicable. We've also, of course, been experiencing further strikes from postal workers, also from train unions as well. So we've had a lot of disruption this week on the rail networks, with people unable to get to work because only about 1 in 5 trains have been running on the network this week. So it feels like there is widespread action spreading across workers' unions. The government, of course, getting demands left, right and centre for these increases in pay, better working conditions and promises that they won't be made redundant at a time when many people who are on these permanent wages are saying they're having to go to food banks and to ask for extra support just to make ends meet. The government's saying that they can't give any more than they have offered, but this could continue. There is further pressure being applied by these unions.
Thank you, Laura. Laura Makin-Isherwood reporting on that unprecedented labour action live from London.